Yo, what's up, dudes? Yo, what's up, dudes?
Hello, hello!
And my friend Chris.
I'm here with Pixie Licks, who was nice enough to have me over.
Well, you can call me Steve. But,
really? That's your real name?
You can call me Steve.
Oh my god.
None of you other bitches.
Alright, Steve, I'm always trying to sell on that he should try out the wondrous magic and fun and love of breaking tubes with your electric guitar using high voltage and responding to it. The pain, the massacre, the violence that comes from... You know what I mean?
Oh, it's painful.
So, I wanted to show him this new tube I just got. It's a, what do you call it? A new old stock General Electric 12AU7 tube.
Okay.
All right. Now, usually this is the sound. I'm usually using my tube kit.
All right. So just
Yes,
before we get started,
Sure.
before you get too ahead of yourself,
Yep.
you're running an Egnater Tweaker amp. That's an all-tube head.
Yep.
You're running a 212 closed back cab with some no-name speakers that are of suspect origin. And
Clean channel.
you're running that's the clean channel on the Egnater.
Yep.
Everything is dimed on the EQ masters at I don't know, 9 o'clock in the gain is at around 1 o'clock.
Okay.
All right. And we're set to
We're set to modern.
modern
USA.
hot
Bright and tight.
I
No,
think
bright
clean.
and deep. Bright and deep.
clean.
Oh, clean. You're right. Clean.
Clean,
Sorry.
bright, and deep. Okay. For those of you with tweakers who want to set this setting that you are hearing right now, this is what it's set at. So,
Yeah. So, well, this is the clean sound.
and then and now you brought two pedals
Yes.
that are going through that. We're miking it with an Oktava large diaphragm mic.
Sure.
And we have, what is that, a Tube King? Am I reading that correctly?
Yeah, that's an Ibanez Tube King. It's a
Ibanez
tube pedal that I use.
Okay.
I usually use a JJ 12AX7
Yeah.
substituted in it, and then I boost it with a Blues Driver by Boss, like a tube screamer.
Okay.
You know, it tightens and boosts.
All right. So right now, those pedals are off.
Right now the pedals are off. Yep. So
You're
I'll kick
playing
on
through the clean channel on the Egnater.
Yep.
And let's just hear a little bit of that.
All right. So the clean.
There it goes, right?
One thing I want to add is that I got a cap in my volume pot. All you need is one of these little things.
Okay.
681 picofarads. You put that across your volume pot, and if you really want that that cleaned up Eddie sound, it works out great.
Okay. 681?
Picofarads.
Okay.
I got some extras if anybody needs any. I think it cleans up real nice.
I'll put that over there.
I think you'll like it.
All right. I think you're holding out of tune.
I might be.
Check your tune.
Poor thing.
The old Sabine.
Okay.
I had one of those in the...
Now, usually the Tube King, right? I used to have a 12AX7 for distortion, but
Okay.
I've always wanted to try this, is to take a 12AU7, because those are slightly cleaner. Right.
Right.
So that's what I got now.
Okay.
Not a metal tone, you know, still pretty
It's like
clean.
a blues.
Yeah. So it's a cleaner tube.
Right.
And then what I wanted to do is see what the hell happens if you drive it with more volume up front.
So you're boosting the tube pedal.
Yes. So
Not
now,
the amp,
not the amp.
the pedal.
the pedal.
Okay.
No gain on the tube, on the blues driver. No gain at all. Just volume.
You're just using it as a little bit of a boost.
A lot of boost.
A lot of boost. So you're
boost
using the volume knob.
Yep.
Just for sheer output.
Yeah.
But you're keeping the distortion, the gain on the pedal at minimal.
Well, that's what I'm saying is the pedal is going to not get louder. It's going to get more distorted.
Okay.
But stay very musical and clean.
All right.
So here we go. I'm going to start off very low. And now I'm going to boost the heck out of it. And I think you get like a wonderful VH1, VH2 tone out of this.
Yeah.
Isn't that? I mean, I hear those. If you listen to his isolated tracks,
right,
there's a specific type of fuzz he has on it. But it's like the clean sound comes first. And, you know, again, this is the clean channel. I got no gain on the tube pedal, and it's a cleaner pedal.
Right.
But by using all that output together, you get the
right.
harmonics. You know, you can do all that stuff.
Sure.
And if you play quietly, it's still pretty clean. It doesn't have that layer of fuzz, you know, it's got
right.
a lot of attitude.
Right.
So, I don't know if it's because it's using a General Electric tube, because NOS tubes are supposed to be fantastic, and that's what they used back then.
I think they were just built to probably a little bit better specs. I think today almost every tube is made in China, no matter what name
and
is
Russia.
printed.
Yep,
in Russia,
yep,
no
yep.
matter what's printed on it. And I don't know that they're... Though I would have to think that advances in production would make up for that, but who knows?
I don't know. But you can still get NOS tubes, so if you want one, get one.
Right.
And like I say, try a 12AU7 and boost the heck out of it.
I think the last tubes I bought were tongue saw, and they were
Those are great.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. Like you could totally hear the difference. But unfortunately, the preamp I was using them in, I thought it was the tube that was the problem, but it wasn't the tube.
Yeah.
As soon as I put the new tube in, it cooked the tube pretty quickly, just like it did the other one. There's definitely like an electronics problem with the, you know, with the. It sounded great for about 20 minutes, and then.
Yeah.
Then
Tongue Saw's a good brand, man.
Oh, it was not. It was not. I bought two tubes. Both tubes cooked very quickly. Obviously, it was the preamp.
Actually, speaking of tubes, and I want to demonstrate my fair warning sound, which is straight into the tweaker.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because this tweaker isn't just a tweaker because you can tweak, you know, British and USA, hot and clean, etc. It's also a tweaker because you can put any kind of tube. You can switch from 6VC6s to 6L6s.
Right.
You know what I mean? You can put any kind of tube, almost any kind of tube you want to substitute. And it's really easy to do. They pop right in.
Right, right.
So what I did is I put a JJ tube in the V1 spot, which is very important. Anybody can get a better sound just by switching the first preamp tube to something that suits their taste more. Yeah. So try a different brand, or like I said, you can try a different model too. You can try, you know, something cleaner. If you want more gain, you could get a 12AY7, and you'll get more gain at a lower stage. You know what I mean?
Right.
For people who want more distortion
versus
at a lower
the
volume.
U, which breaks up a little. It's a little harder to break up. The X is sort of the medium, and the
right, and
the
then a
Y.
T is clean.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So, and on top of that, for Van Halen, I'd rather use a 20-watt amp and goose it to its sweet spot than use 100 watts. So now I'm going to pop it back onto hot, pop it onto vintage, pop it onto British, and now I'm bypassing all the pedals, going straight into the tweaker as is. You get the idea.
Yeah. No, that sounds great.
Fair
and
warning.
again, just to make sure folks at home understand what's going on here, you just turn the pedals off.
Bypass them. I unplugged it. Yeah.
Yeah, bypass them completely.
Straight into the
Egnater. That was just the amp with the amp's built-in overdrive.
Yeah. The only thing is that I put a JJ 12AX7 in the V1 position.
Right.
Only tweak.
Let's hear that. I want to hear that Egnater.
Yes.
Like balls to the walls, max everything. Now would it be vintage mode or would it be modern?
Modern. Modern's a lot heavier and all that stuff.
You think so? Yeah. I would think it might break up a little easier with vintage.
Well, let me see. First of all, the USA mode, as you
gonna
can imagine,
be
is brighter. Yeah. It's that's why I recommend using the British for fair warning.
Right.
Before I get off the subject of fair warning, I just want to mention that I'm using a Pearly Gates Alnico 8 pickup because the Pearly Gates is like a Billy Gibbons pickup, you know.
Right. That really strong mid-range. That super strong
and fuzz.
mid-range.
You know, like the reaction to the distortion you get is it's a nice burnt caramel kind of fuzz, you know.
Sounds delicious.
Very easy to get that sound with the Pearly Gates.
Sure.
USA, let me see, that brightens the heck out of it out, especially for 1984 5150 era. Right. Still pretty clean, you know. You wanted it balls to the walls or something like that?
Yeah.
Well, here's the gain. I have the EQs dimed. Another cute little Van Halen shortcut I learned is dime the EQs and you get a really cool sound. See, I don't like that whole layer of gain underneath my guitar. I like to hear the strings being like... Yes.
All right. Yeah, try it in here.
Go for it, man.
Let's see here. Now remember this is just a cheap.
Go for it. Yeah!
I mean, right? Take your.
I can tell what's going on here. Sounds good. All right, so let me ask you a three-part question. So is that classic rock, Halen, or metal? How does that feel to you?
That's like feels like classic rock.
Okay,
really.
good. How about unplugging the pedal then?
Yeah, you'd have to turn. I would need more distortion before I'd feel like
That's
it was
okay,
metal.
because you know what I mean? Let's have you
That's
try
just
that
me.
then. I am down with that. So once again, I'm going back to the clean channel,
All right.
keeping it on USA and modern.
Yeah.
I'll take the tight off for now, and if you
Okay.
want it, you can do it. Okay, now, once again, I'm going to clean this up as you play. Dirty it up as you play, okay?
still doesn't
No.
have quite as much distortion as I would normally have in a full-on metal. That's more like crunch to me. Okay, hold on. You take that.
I think that's like the Halen tone
Yeah.
in a nutshell. It's it gets distorted out of your hands.
Yeah.
It comes out clean, singing, rich harmonics.
Let's try it with the blackouts.
It's not a metal amp, but I think
For metal.
It's a great Halen amp. Again, because, you know, when you push the tubes clean up.
Right. Now, I haven't taken the boost off of this yet. So the
Good,
so
Keep the
this
boost
is
on.
at max
Good.
boost. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
So we're at Halen now, right? I mean,
Yeah, I would give that.
Look, I'll pay for it.
All right, that's probably metal.
Okay. Okay.
But, you know, these pickups are insanely hot.
Yep.
Like the hottest pickup I've ever used, ever. It even crushes the Seymour Duncan Invader.
Absolutely.
I used to own.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
So, I wouldn't mind. At some point, I've got to do one with the boost off. But I mean, first of all, I can hear the mid ranges pop.
Well,
like,
you can
right away.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
That's not too much yet, no?
Well, that sounds pretty good.
All right, good.
That I like.
Well, the Tweaker is not a metal amp unless you use a metal pickup.
Yeah, I think
That's what it comes down to.
Yeah, I think with the hotter output, certainly it's driving. Now, I'm going through the pedals now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Just to make sure I'm clear on
Sure.
that. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So.
The mid-range you're hearing is anytime you crank tubes. Are you taking that call?
Yeah. Anytime you boost the tubes, you get stronger mids. I hear that, but
Yeah.
It's just interesting. Like that almost sounds like a wah-wah pedal halfway open. That open vocal sound. Yeah, I think it needs a...
I'm very happy with it, and I haven't tried everything I can. I mean, wait till I try other power tubes and...
Oh, I know. No, it does sound really good. I think, you know... I think...
On camera, folks.
I think I want a Dark Terror.
Or
a Jim Root number 4. I'm telling you. The only reason why I would take the Jim Root over the Dark Terror, they both have effects loops, which is required.
This has a send return, I think. No.
Yeah. No? Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Of course it does, yeah.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
I think the difference for me is that the Jim Root just breaks out the EQ instead of a single tone knob, right? It's got like master, gain, and tone. It's got 3 knobs. The Jim Root breaks out like low, mid, high, or like low and high, so you get a little bit more, you know.
Yeah.
Hear that? That's why I don't do videos by the day.
But what about for your classic rock and blues stuff?
What do you mean?
Well, if you want a classic rock or blues amp, don't you want that sensitivity?
Oh yeah, but you can turn the gain down on the orange, and it sounds friggin' awesome.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You put that thing, you know, let's say it can go between say like 8 o'clock and 4 o'clock on its dial. You dial that in around 10, 11 o'clock, man.
Yeah.
It's pretty sweet. Yeah. I mean, you get the full-on gain, and that's what people want. They want a metal amp. You crank that gain up to max or close to it, 80% plus, and you're going to get a really strong metal tone. But you dial that back, and you really can get a killer, crunch, just a blue. I should just buy one.
You know what? The thing is, like, I like the power tubes to be hot. That's where you get that clean crunch.
Well, I think
and
certainly
singing stuff. Then you can add the preamp, and I think oranges are kind of preamp centric.
If you want to,
which I have nothing against. I love preamp tubes.
I think if you want to fool around and get a lot more variation for your dollar, then the Egnater is probably the way to go. Because, like I said, that orange, you're going to run out of things to do with it in about 15 minutes. It's got 3 knobs. Other people like that because it's almost like.
This is not a beginner amp, I'll tell you right now.
Yeah.
This is for guitar players.
It's a little bit of like information overload.
Huh? Yeah.
It's like, or what do we call that? Like analysis paralysis. You spend a long time like listening, go, is this the one I like better, or do I like this better? Whereas with the orange, there's not a lot you can do. You got 3 knobs.
You get you get a good sound fast.
You can get you can get your sound dialed in pretty quickly, and there's really not a you can go, no, right there, and there's a sweet spot, and you sort of dial it in. But I was playing.
That's why I like the
Egnater
because it's got like 17 sweet spots. It's got all kinds of sweet spots.
It's
and you
nice.
put in the tubes that you want.
It's very similar. It's that lunchbox style, that everybody. That's like the hottest form factor in the last 5 years.
It screams. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah.
If you like classic rock up to Van Halen, it screams.
Well,
you got the harmonics popping.
When Mesa Boogie came out with one and Marshall came out with one, they just couldn't. Ignore that market segment. Hughes and Kettner. Yeah. I mean, I don't think there's a brand out there that doesn't have a lunchbox style.
Well, the other factor too is like that you can change the tubes out.
Right.
That's another thing. Is that?
Yeah, I think.
For me, it's all pickups and tubes.
Who else is
not
doing
the brand?
That? Who else is doing that? There's a couple of models out there. Bugera, I think, has a few out there.
Yeah.
Like their Infinium series. You can just put whatever you want in it. You can.
I think it's wonderful that all these amps have started to make lower wattage.
Right.
So now you can turn it down and get your sweet spot at a lower volume.
Well, that was the whole thing. Like with if you've ever the Red Knob Twin, you can buy them pretty cheap because they were kind of harsh. They were very, very loud. People had a hard time getting a decent sound out of it. But the trick is you pull 2 of the power tubes out.
Oh, no. You should never do that. I've looked into that.
Yeah, never do that. That is absolutely sworn to online. People absolutely swear by it. You remove 2 of the power tubes, and then
I've looked into that many times,
from
and the
100
electricians
watts
will
to
say,
50.
do not take your tubes out. That's not the way to do it. You'll blow your transformer.
Well, that's...
I'm not saying it's not a good sound.
Yeah.
It's just not that healthy for the amp. Not that breaking tubes is healthy for the amp either, but then you can just change the tubes.
Right.
And I love the sound of breaking tubes.
Yeah. Sounds like a series.
Yeah. you know, a lot of amps have built-in variacs now. You know, I mean, basically you look in the back and it's like you can either set it to 1 or 2 levels, or you have like the adjustable one. You can set it to the exact.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you can take loud, clean, sweet spot and bring it down to bedroom volume.
Right.
Which is what you and I do best. Low cost, low volume.
I gotta think that that's the difference between the vintage and the modern on that, is how many, whether pentode or triode.
Yes, I think it is.
How many watts is going to go through.
Because you can feel how, you can feel the output. You can feel the output from one to the other.
Oh, absolutely. You know, so, all right, guys. Well, I think that's going to do it.
For today.
Khriss
Bliss, thanking Pixie Licks for having me over to talk about this stuff.
I'll put a link to his channel down on my channel, and on my on the description for this video.
Happy to address any comments, complaints, and questions.
So, the Egnater Tweaker, my friend Khriss, check him out. And until next time, rock on.
Wow!
All right.